Oi, people, oi. So, what time is it? 5 o'clock. Hello, good morning. I have this bastard of a cold. Well, is it a cold? It's a weird virus. It's probably not a virus. Our virus is real. Go back to that again. It's difficult, isn't it, people, with language, with words, rhetoric, living in this world, because nothing is what it appears to be, and nothing shows that more than language, because language is based on the reality that's handed to us, as it were, and the scientists that know everything. So that's a bit like a fucking cognitive dissonance experience in and of itself. But let's just call it a virus, because we have no other word for it. So this started coming up about 2 weeks ago. I started feeling this kind of, where you get cold, shivers, and just feeling generally off, and aches and pains in my bones as well. I'm just feeling really odd, and I started to really all of a sudden become painfully, shockingly aware of my old self. I call this the fake persona, as you guys know. I could call it the ego, but again, see the word thing. I don't want to call it the ego, because in my humble and ignorant, no doubt, opinion, the ego is simply the self-awareness, the individuality, when I look in the mirror, it's like, oh yeah, that's me. Obviously, or when I look into a magazine, I see really beautiful girls saying, oh, that's me, yes. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's what ego is. It's not a bad thing, it's simply the fact that we're self-aware. But maybe that's a negative thing, maybe the New Age doesn't like that. Anyway, I'm amazed that you people actually just sit there and listen to me sometimes, because honestly, it's like, really, Anika? Go and take your meds now, okay? Shh, yes, all will be well. Here's your padded cell, sit down, take it easy. No, you can't have a cigarette. Here's your Thorazine. Anyway, yeah, so like, to get back to where I was, the fake persona through which we live, that which we think we are, that which we aren't, that which causes us a great amount of stress and hassle and all kinds of shitty conundrums, one way or another, right? The fake persona. It's a case of, that's what this realm is. It is in and of itself fake, it's an illusion, it's Maya, and that includes our bodies. It's made up of something, but what? I have no way of knowing. The scientists tell us that everything is made up of particles, but apparently they're empty. They never make any sense to me. I feel deeply it's not real, that it's a dream. It's a dream. Well, a nightmare, often enough, right? Oh, I want to go home now. Yuck. Something is there. The black monster of the lagoon or whatever, but... So... It's... The fake persona is in the driving seat most of our lives, and we don't even realise that that's not who we really are. And I'll try and give a few examples. It's like, people take pride, for example, when they can say that they have Viking ancestry. There's all these people doing these DNA tests now. It's very popular, isn't it? With these like companies like Ancestry and whatnot. Because they've all seen Vikings, which is probably not at all historically accurate, and it never happened like at all. But anyway, and they do these tests with, oh, I'm sure I have Viking ancestry. So what if you find out that you have Norwegian or Swedish or Danish ancestry? Would that make you a better person? Would it make you stronger, wiser, more compassionate? Would it help you in your journey here? Would it serve your soul's quest? Would it? And the answer to that, in most cases, would probably be a big resounding no. Because this is the kind of stuff that satisfies and feeds the fake persona. The fake persona says, oh, I'm so proud to be from here or from there. And again, why are you proud? Did you do something to achieve that? Did you achieve your Dutchdom or your Americanness? No, you didn't. You were just born there. You didn't make it happen. And last time I checked, set place, it wasn't really doing very well. So, shh, don't mention you're from there. Then you get sort of like, oh, I have money. Look at me, I'm better than you because I have shitloads of money. I'm better than you because I have achieved stardom or fame, or I have achieved just status. Or I'm better than you. Look at me, I'm so good because I'm such a great artist. Look at me, it's all about me and I'm so talented. Or I can play the piano so beautifully and oh, it's so perfect and I'm so wonderful and oh, I'm so good looking. Look at me. People, especially people like that were, you know, ravishing beauties when they were young and then they start growing old. It's like, it's a fucking shock to them, you know. It was even a shock to me, I remember. I mean, I wasn't bad looking when I was, you know, when I was young. I wasn't a ravishing beauty or anything, but I was alright looking. And because I was such a fucking mess, I clung on to my looks like a limpet to a rock because it was all I had. Or I perceived myself to have my looks and that was it, really. Do you know what I mean? It was all very fake persona. It was like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. When in fact, no, you're not any of that, or yes you are, but that will not make you feel good in the end of the day. It will not make you happy, it will not satisfy your soul. It's not the reason why you're here. I mean, if you were born, say, lucky enough to have a high IQ, you didn't make that happen, it was a gift. So again, there's nothing there to be proud of. There's nothing there to tell you that you are better than somebody who was born with less of an IQ. Personally, I think IQ is a bit of a load of bullshit as well, because I've pretty much worked out, I think, that... Well, then again, have I? No, I probably haven't, so I won't even go there, but it is a fact that the souled people I come across, the people that are on the true path, deeply awakening people, have a great shitload of imagination and creativity and curiosity. And contrary to what we are told, curiosity did not kill the cat. No, no. Curiosity got him that massive bag of Scooby snacks, and he ate them all. Well, it made him a little bit sick. Curiosity does tend to do that, doesn't it? Because we look into all the places where everybody else is afraid to go, and it does make us a little bit sick. But it's a sickness that is like the fire that purges the poison out of our system. So that kind of sickness I can handle with, which is the kind of sickness I'm dealing with right now, actually. Because, you see, when we start to dismantle, or maybe it's not us doing it as such, it's something, the force, something, I call it the Great Mother. It's this energetic, divine energy, that works through us, within us, and that wakes us up, and that goes, poof, time to wake up. That's what happened to me, literally. I didn't do it to myself, or maybe it was my higher self, or maybe it was the Great Mother, or maybe it was both of them working together, ganging up on me, waking me up, you know, and it's there, it's clearing out the shit. I thought I'd stick on a bit of music. You know, where was I? God. I just felt like doing a little rambly video because it just felt right. I guess my videos might increasingly become a bit rambly because I seem to enjoy this sort of thing, to just sit down when I feel like it and do a video, because to be fair, I feel like I'm talking to friends. I feel like I'm sitting down with a bunch of people that I like, that feel good, you know? I feel a connection with you people, I do, and I think that's marvellous. So I sit down and I do a video and I feel like I'm sitting around with a bunch of friends, which, yeah. And why not, right? Physical proximity isn't always an option. So we've got to do the best we can with what we've got at our disposal, which is tech. We utilise everything, so that's it. So anyway, so here I am, my throat feels like shit and I'm smoking again, which is really helping. So it was like all this fake persona stuff coming up. Basically, who are you? What are you? Are you Dutch? Are you American? Are you French? Are you a descendant of the Normans, and does that make you a better person? Are you this super good looking, super intelligent, amazing person? Or are you wonky? Are you wonky? Are you a bit fucked up? You know, is that maybe all you are? There's all these questions, isn't it? When we start to wonder about our true self, our true essence, our true being, as opposed to the fake persona which we've developed from, well, babyhood, through programming. This is what you have to be like to exist here, you know. It's the fear as well, you know, like I said, the boundary thing. Not alright to have boundaries, that makes you a bad person. You need to be kind, you need to be nice, you need to be good, you need to be this and this and this and this. It's like you were handed this fucking scroll when you're born, and on it are like all these rules. You know, remember the Ferengi in Star Trek? They had the rules of acquisition. They're a bit like that, because they're always really unsavory, aren't they? The fake persona doesn't know peace. It's frittery. It's not wanting to die. It doesn't want to die. The virus, I believe, lives in the fake persona. It is its domain, and so in a sense the virus is the generator of the fake persona. It's the fuel that drives it. So that doesn't want to die. It's very difficult to let go of certain notions we hold about ourselves. The fact that it doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter what our ancestry is. It doesn't matter what we look like, or how much money we have, or what we've achieved, or how intelligent we are even. Because what is intelligence anyway? I mean, I'm dumber than a bag of hammers when it comes to anything to do with numbers. Seriously, it's appalling. It's really bad. I'm still convinced that 9 and 9 is 2. I know that it is, right? Nobody will convince me otherwise. No, seriously, I have trouble with anything to do with figures or numbers. When I went to school, I was so stupid when it came to math that I just didn't know what to do with me. I was very good at language. I was very good at art. And I paid a great deal of attention when they talked about history, because I just knew they were fucking lying to me. We have a different type of intelligence. It's very precocious, and it's brave, and it's a pure, almost childlike type of intelligence. Childlike, I don't mean immature, but you know, children, before they're put into the mind control factories, have this innate sensitivity and playfulness, and they have this innate curiosity about everything, and they can put some wet sand in a cake tin, press it down and then turn it upside down and imagine that they have a cake. That sort of stuff. That is the type of intelligence I like. It's funky, and it's not streamlined, it's not boxed, it's not limited, it's creative, and it's innocent in a way, right? But of course in this world, they kill that, they don't like that, they don't, you know, children. I mean, nowadays when you see children, you don't actually see children, you see miniature grown-ups with their smartphones. That they're not really kids anymore, you know, they're like miniature grown-ups, they're miniature 40-year-old divorcees who've just had a boob job, you know, with wrinkly turkey necks yet perfect tits sticking out. Oh, I mean, childhood is a thing of the past, people, and there's a reason for that. Because it reinforces the fake persona, you see. If you deprive children of a genuine, natural, innocent, pure childhood, which is imagination, you deprive people of their imagination, which is increasingly the case. You reinforce the fake persona. So you get all these girls now in schools, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, going on about the latest fashion and the latest smartphone model and how beautiful they are, and you know, the queen bees, all that sort of shit, and that is all fake persona. We are not any of that. So what is the real us, the true us? Well, to me, it's the spirit of innocence, it's the spirit of it's that phoenix spirit, and it can be incredibly fierce, very, very, very fierce. It knows hatred, it knows rage, it knows joy, it knows love, it cares deeply. It creates, and it wants to live in all of us. It wants to grow and emerge and grow from within us. It wants to be born, reborn, I should say, within us. But for that to happen, the fake persona has to die. That motherfucker has to die. Because it's got its hands around the neck of the true self, saying, no, I can't let you live. You're going to get me in trouble, you're going to get us in trouble. People are not going to like it. You have to be afraid, it's the only way to stay safe. You have to, you know, you have to be good looking, you have to be smart, you have to have money, and you have to pretend or believe things about yourself that aren't even true. You have to do all that to be in this world. It's the only way to be in this place. You see? And of course that's bullshit. And that causes cognitive dissonance. Like I was saying yesterday, you start having boundaries. You start saying no. And at first you will feel as if you're doomed if you do and you're doomed if you don't. That's not the truth, but that's how you feel. You're used to letting people take the piss. You're an empath, you're sensitive, you feel feelings you think are yours, but you work out soon enough they're not your feelings, they are everybody else's feelings. You go into a shopping centre and try this one out. You feel assaulted on a daily basis with behavioral programming. You know, like that people have a certain way they move or a certain way they talk. This is cool and this is how it is, and it's not. It's very hard to really be immersed in the true self and to express that true self and to be that true self and to trust that true self. Because it's like, well, what kind of reaction is that going to evoke? And when I start saying no and having boundaries, am I always going to be rejected or retaliated against or whatnot? Well, but I always feel this guilty for having boundaries. Is that how it's going to be? Might as well not bother then. But that's not true. You will get better at it. And believe me when I say that people will respect you more by the by. Yes, they will. And it will sort the wheat from the chaff, because all the shitty narcissistic assholes that just want to use you will realise that, oh, can't do that anymore. Alright. And they'll zero out and zero in on another doormat person who hasn't awoken to their true self yet. You see, those letters on your forehead, I am a doormat, they'll just begin to fade away. So you're not a mark anymore, the mark is gone, you see. So you become invisible to the narcissists. They'll just bounce off you, you see. It takes courage to live out loud. It takes courage to be your true self. It takes courage to feel like not saying anything in a conversation and getting up and saying, guys, I'm gonna go, I'll see you later. When your fake personas are saying, no, you need to engage in a conversation and say things that you don't really mean, or say that you agree with people on things that you don't really agree with, because, you know, that's what you have to do. When your true self says, you know what, don't even try to change their minds. Let the dad bury the dad. Get up and just walk out. Tell them, goodbye, I need to go. Because it's bullshit and it's not for you. It's making you sick. It's like, no, you don't have to dress like this. If you want to wear just, I don't know, a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and no makeup, then that's okay. You know, I reckon people pay a lot less attention to us than we think they do anyway, to be honest, right? We're not that fucking important. Well, we are, but we're not really in that sense, because a lot of us have this feeling that everybody's watching us and looking at us. And sometimes they do, because we have this energy about us, but often enough people are far too busy, stuck in the distortion field, to pay any attention to what's going on around them. So that gives us the perfect cover, as it were, to just, hey, fuck it, right? It's a rite of passage, people, you know, it's something that we learn gradually. Nothing here happens just like that. Ouch. It doesn't. It all requires our commitment. It's a commitment to our true self, our phoenix self, yeah? I stopped wearing makeup years ago because I just could not be arsed with it. And now when I go out, I see these people, these women here. This is like the, I think it was put there by the Kardashians. Oh. So they spend an inordinate amount of time in the sunbed lounge. So they're bright orange, you know, like orange. And they have this bleach blonde hair and the fake eyelashes and shit loads of makeup. Where Don't smile, darling, it will crack. I mean, dreadful. And high heels, yeah, what's that about? What's that about? You know, if you wear high heels and you're attacked, you're in deep shit. You can't run. Well, you can take them off, I suppose, and stick it in someone's eye, but on the whole, women won't think that way, you know what I mean? It's all about discomfort, isn't it? We allow ourselves to be pushed into all these corners. It's like Victorian women with their corsets that were so tight, because a husband should be able to put his hands around a woman's waist and for his fingers to meet like that. That's the fake persona. And then you had people that woke up to that and said, you know what, I don't want to wear a corset. I don't want my ribcage to be squashed like that. It's crazy. People could barely fucking breathe, no doubt. I mean, this is why women were fainting all over the fucking place, and the smelling salts, wow, big business. Fashion. You know, fashion. And the runways with these 14-year-old heroin addicts that make them look like 30-year-old women, but they're all really young girls. And I went to a concert once of what was it called? Oh God, girl. Oh. Massive Attack, right? I went to a concert in London years and years ago, and there were quite a few sort of famous people there. Jennifer Jason Leigh was there. She was totally off her nut. Good for her, I suppose. And there are quite a lot of models there, and you can tell they're models because they look like the spider people from Mars. You know, they've got these really long arms and really long legs, tiny torsos. And being me, I like to chat to people because I like to suss them out. I like to see what's going on, right? So, and I can suss people out quite easily, in a way. Not always. Again, see, that sounds quite arrogant, doesn't it? And condescending. But it is true. I do have I have a penchant for sussing people out. I know what I'm dealing with when I speak with somebody face to face. I can suss them out. I used to feel arrogant about that, and also I never used to act on it. You know, something inside of me used to say, this is not a good person for you to hang around with. No, of course I'd go and hang out with them. So, yeah. I don't do that now. Now I think, okay, where's the door? And I'm off. But yeah, these young girls, these models that looked so weird, were so immature, and they were so shallow, and they were so unconfident, and they really didn't like themselves, and they were just fodder for the machine, you know. There were these men lurking around them that were in the industry and that were clearly up to no good, and no doubt there was abuse and all kinds of shit going on. But again, the fake persona doesn't see that. No, the fake persona says, I want to be like that because then everybody will adore me. The fake persona needs adoration, it needs acceptance, it needs constant validation. Because basically it believes itself to be worthless, right? Because why else would you need constant adoration, constant validation? I mean, hey, we all like a bit of validation. We do. We all like belonging. That is, I think, natural to us. Belonging, wholeness, sharing, mutual love and appreciation and whatnot, you know. That is good. But of course, the machine, the system, the world has used that. Again, it takes these innate, beautiful things, it takes it and then subverts it and twists it around. So all of that then becomes hive behavior. Because at the essence of the fake persona, there is, I am worthless, I'm a totally worthless piece of shit and I don't deserve to exist at all. And that is the great big hole inside that needs filling. You see? So to get back to the true self, where this is innate, belonging, validation, well, to be honest, yeah, validation. We can only validate ourselves. If we do not validate ourselves, we're fucked. We're not going to get it of anybody else. Or rather, you will get it, but because you're dealing with the great big empty bottomless pit, it will go down there, and it's like dropping a stone in a well, and you listen, you just never hear that splash of water, because it is ravenous, and no matter how much it eats, it is never ever satisfied. But if you love yourself and you give yourself that validation that it's okay to be you, in fact it's more than okay to be you, it is spectacular to be you, it's magical to be you. There is only one like you. You are a limited edition, you're special. Yes, you are. We're all special because we're all different and we're all unique. Hence all this "we are all one" is such anathema to us, because it would eradicate individuality. I mean, how evil is that? Wow. So that's what's been coming up for me, right? So there was this whole boundaries issue, which I thought I had good boundaries. Wow. I was wrong. I mean, I have some boundaries, don't get me wrong, yeah, but they weren't good enough, and I'm working on that. But oh boy, the cognitive dissonance is coming up so much. And it isn't just about the boundaries, because I started thinking about the smoking, and I started thinking about addictions, and then the whole boundary thing came up, and the whole sense of you're so worthless, you don't deserve to exist, and you must be this and you must be that in order to, or you must go and buy loads of stuff. Buy stuff that will make you feel better. Now I could give in to that and do that, it won't make me feel better. Or said, I'll go and see matey down the road and get some of that, you know, because he takes really strong painkillers. And I haven't done that for eons, for years. Yet that came up. It was like, whoa, hello darkness, my old friend. I haven't seen you in bloody years. I didn't do that either. We have to have boundaries with our own fake persona, you see, as well. Boundaries, again, start within. Because it tries to get the better of us. Because it's there and it's frightened. And it wants feeding. It needs to know that everything is going to be okay. Whereas the true self knows already that it's going to be alright. That's why all these conspiracy theorists, and I include David Icke in this, just go on and on and on about the shit as if it's a done deal. Like David Icke saying, oh, we're all going to be microchipped by 2030. And it was like, somebody said that, you know, to me, oh yeah, it's going to happen. And I was thinking, well, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. And if you think that way, then call it a day, kill yourself, what's the point? But that's the fake persona. That's part of the fake persona, to believe that, oh, it's all finished, we're all done, we're doomed. You know, go and take a shitload of drugs and buy those shoes and buy shit, buy loads of shit, buy it. And then you're there, and there's people around you and having this conversation, and it is just pure fucking bollocks. And the fake persona is like, well, say something, you know, and because you're an empath, so you're like a sponge, so you're soaking up that energy, and next thing you know, because you're empaths are chameleons, you know, make no mistake, we become other people. That just sort of happens. You think, whoa, I've lost myself. I am me here. I am not that person there. I do not agree with what they're saying. Whoa. Oh. Wow. And to see shit like that about yourself makes you feel crap, because it's like, am I weak? Am I spineless? No, you're not, because you see it, you recognize it, and you say, right, I'm taking myself back from the brink of that particular precipice. No, I don't agree with what you're saying. Actually, I think you're talking absolute bollocks, and I've got to go home now, so I'll see you. Toodaloo. I'd rather spend time with my cats than with most people. They make a lot of sense, cats, you know. They got it well sussed. They just themselves, like the little one over there, He's very precocious and he knows what he wants and what he doesn't want. He's brighter than a button and I love him. See, animals don't have this fake persona bullshit going on. But people impose their fake persona on their animals. Hence we have these like dog weddings and cat weddings in fucking Las Vegas. Or this Japanese craze to dress your cat up in silly outfits and take pictures of them. I mean, fuck knows, on the dark web you probably have, I don't know, cat porn or something. Fuck knows. But this is again this fake persona. Let them be. There's all these dog breeds now. Cockapoodles, cockadoodle-doos and whatnot. What's that about? Oh, gotta have one of those dogs. Gotta have a chihuahua in my handbag. With shades on. Smoking a spliff. That is cool. Yeah. I mean, it's fucking nuts, people. All of it, you know what I mean, right? You see it yourself. It's fucking crazy. The true self has no interest in any of that. The true self is inherently peaceful and calm. Excusez-moi. I was going to say quiet, but it isn't. Actually, it's quite loud when it wants to be, when it needs to be. But it never loses its peace. But yeah, yesterday was a tough day for me. It was mental. I mean, for starters, I wanted to eat continuously. Eat something. Wow. It was like compulsion. You see, the fake persona is very, very, very compulsive. And compulsions are addictions, of course. They're just given a different name to make it seem as if there's something else, but they're not, they're addictions. If you really, really want to do something, and if you don't do it, it makes you feel uncomfortable, then that's an addiction, hello. And I had shitloads of shit coming up like that, and I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt it was all fake persona crap. And it wasn't just one area, but it was all the areas. It was my entire fake persona terrain, and it was all coming up, and it has all been coming up these last couple of weeks. This is why I'm physically unwell, because this is not like any cold I've ever had. It's very different. The fake persona, when it's dying, causes havoc, not just with our minds, cognitive dissonance, but also with our bodies. We start to get sick, we start to have these weird ailments that no doctor has an answer for. Not that doctors have answers for much of anything really, but you can also do the gamut, run the gamut of all the natural healing people. You can go to your naturopath and your osteopath and your this, that and the other and here, there and everywhere, and your homotoxicologist, as I have done. And you just end up back at square one, which is you, because what is making us sick? What is making us sick? It's the fake persona. It's all that programming, all that trauma, all that this is what you are, and this is what you have to do. And it's dying, people. The fake persona is in its death throes, and this is why we feel like shit. And I say it again, it's a good thing. It feels like shit, but it is a good thing. There's a fucking paradox, because we all believe in this fucking world that is relishes instant gratification. We want it here and we want it now. Do you remember that film? Oh, what's it called? Fucking hell. Oh, man. Fuck, what's it called? Withnail and I. If any of you are going to sit down to watch a film, I will post it in the comment box below. It's a film called Withnail and I. It's fun. It's so funny. It's great. And there's a guy in it who is very overtly fake persona. Totally. And he's a complete mess, but he's very funny, you know. And they go into this is in the 60s in Britain, very staid, you know. And they go into into the countryside. They're these guys from London. They take a shitload of drugs and, you know, they're all over the place and they're aspiring actors. And there's an uncle, a really fat gay man who has this cottage in the Cotswolds in near Oxford, and they go there for the weekend because they've just had enough. They've taken so many drugs, they're like walking chemistry sets, and they just want to clean up a bit. So there they are on the countryside, and of course they're like, they don't fit at all, you know, the British countryside in the 60s. Wow. So they go into this tea shop, and Withnail sits down, and he's already off his face, and there's all these nice English people there. And he says to the waitress, she comes over there, kind of like, whoa, and he goes, "We want the finest wines known to humanity. We want them here, and we want them now." Which I think is hilarious, right? And everybody's there going, "Oh, we're so offended. Oh, we're so offended," you know. And it's a paradox in a way, because of course everybody's offended by his fake persona. But you see, when you become and express your true self, you'll find that a lot of people will be deeply offended by that as well, you see. But when you really get grounded in that, you find that you care less and less and less, and you will learn to see that that is actually a compliment, you see. That's a compliment. At first it doesn't feel that way. At first you feel like, well, maybe I should just go back to being fake and suppress my true self, because that's what keeps me safe, and that's what keeps people liking me and loving me. But that ain't love, and that ain't like, is it? No, it isn't, people. It means when there was some friend posted this on Facebook. And it's true. She said that if everybody loves you, then you're playing it far too safe. And this is true. This is true, because we're gonna have to accept that a lot of people won't like us. You know, we're fire starters here. Come on, they're not gonna like that. You know, we are the elephant in the proverbial living room, and I think we're taking up more space now than ever before. I think this is a good thing. But yeah, people aren't gonna like that. Some people will. They're the right ones. They're the right people for you. Those who don't like, that's okay, it's good, it's good. Bye, boo. You know, that's fine. It hurts at first, but you'll get through that, and, you know, so yeah, the fake persona, as I feel it here, is dying. And that's a painful process. That's a very painful and difficult often process that affects the mind, the emotions, the body. There's a lot of fear, because it will resist, obviously. It doesn't want to die, so it'll come in there. It did this to me yesterday. Yeah, but how are you going to give up smoking, and you're eating those, you're going to gain weight, and oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, go and buy something. Go and buy something. Go and get some opiate painkillers. Now, do it quickly, quickly, quickly. Panic, 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 panic on the streets of London, you know. But of course, I did eat too much though. But, and then I weighed myself this morning, and it was like, oh my god. I mean, my skills exploded, what do you know. See what I mean? These typical distortion field behaviors, they're still there, and they're very fucking grating, man. It's like, fucking hell, no, again. But, yeah, well, we've got to bear with it, people. That's what self-love is all about, is to, yeah, we struggle, but we never give up. We don't give up, okay? We don't. Because we know damn well that staying in the distortion field is just gonna rip us apart. It's done that for years. If we want reset, which I feel which I feel is what it's all about, if we want that, then yeah, we have to allow ourselves to die, which is not ourselves. We have to allow the fake persona to die. You know, it's not a case of, oh, I'm healed, instant gratification. No, it doesn't work that way. It will require our input. It's an interactive process. We're not doing this alone. There is spirit, something pure and good and infinite and creative and love, 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 unconditional for us. There's another one. People think unconditional love means you're a serial killer. Oh, how marvelous. I love you. No, that's not what it means. Unconditional love for self says, yes, I see all the foibles of the fake persona. I see how much it's distorting everything. But I understand that it's the most wounded part of me that thinks this is how you survive. And it's dying. It's dying, but then again, it's a part of us. So whilst it's dying, it's being reborn back into us as all of us. It becomes part of us again once it's died. It's a bit like Harry Potter at the end of the last film, where he has the stone of what is it, the rebirth stone or whatever, and he has to die, but he's got that stone in his hand, and so he dies, and then he's reborn, and all of a sudden he knows why he is here, who or what he is, and he fulfills his destiny, and evil is defeated. That's it. That's what I feel anyway. Hey, I could be wrong, you know, but that's what I feel. So yeah, because I think a lot of people are feeling quite shitty, mentally, emotionally, physically, and it's easy to think that it means we're being tortured, tormented, attacked. And in a sense, that's sort of true. Yeah, it is not untrue, but there is a far greater and more illuminating truth to it, and that is that yes, your fake persona is dying, and it will put up a fight. Just like evil in the world out there will put up a fight, that too, I believe, is dying. Hence, I got a bit riled. See, I believe it's dying, but I got upset when I came across this David Icke business. So, if my confidence was whole, I wouldn't have felt that way, you see, obviously. So there's still doubt, there's still fear that, oh, what if he's right? Deep down, I don't feel that. I don't feel that we're living in just one reality. I don't believe in the bricks and mortar reality. I don't do mundane reality. Reality is not what most people think it is. We're talking about a multiverse of infinite levels, infinite layers, infinite worlds, infinite dimensions, infinite possibility, infinite creativity. It may well be that we'll go up through the layers, something like that. You know, the truth is probably that there is no way to put that into words. It requires mindless imagination, fake persona-less imagination. The fake persona likes the bricks and mortar world. It feels at home in mundane reality because there 1 and 1 is 2, and if you do this, then you get that. But true reality isn't like that at all. It's something very odd, very weird, very strange. And you cannot quantify it, you cannot conceptualize it, you cannot put it in a box. It's beyond the perception of the mundane reality, totally. And I'm really good with that. I love that. That is my comfort zone. It's a good comfort zone. It's the true zone of true comfort. So more and more and more, I'm there. But that's not to say that I don't struggle, because I struggled a great deal yesterday, because it was all here, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and here it was like, hey, you don't need to do this. You can just lie back and let it go. But it felt such anathema to my fake persona to do that. And unfortunately, it sort of really just ruled the waves a bit yesterday. I hope today's a bit better, you know. It's the death throes, and yeah, it's very overwhelming, people. But then if you keep tuning into your intuition, even if the voice is barely audible, it gets that way sometimes. But if you tune into it, you can hear it speak to you, and you can hear it say, you know, this is all right, you're dying, something in you is dying, this is very big and this is very deep. trust. It will all be alright. You will emerge. You will emerge. And then you'll look back and you'll think, yeah, that was really hard, but wow, look at me now. Hey, cool. So that is what I feel. So I'll go with it, because I have two choices. I can either believe the dark side and think that, oh, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, I'm fucked. David Icke is right and we're all fucked. Or I can trust my intuition, which says this is deeply, deeply, deeply meaningful. A massive cleanse is going on here. A massive alchemy is happening here. Ho ho ho, it's magic. There you allow yourself to trust that. That takes courage, and that is true self courage. That is real courage. To allow ourselves to go with that. To allow ourselves to take that leap of faith. You know, it will always show us the way, it's always there. But we don't like to listen to it, or rather the fake persona doesn't like to listen to it, because it's afraid, it knows death is imminent. Well, rather the virus that is in the fake persona. I don't mean to overcomplicate anything, people, but you know, it is complex. It's complex because evil, darkness is complex, because it likes to be complex, because the more complex it is, the less we are likely to get it, or so it thinks. But of course that isn't true, because people like us are pretty good at, we are the puzzle people, remember? So we, yes, and we go through this, and we get it more and more and more and more. And the more we get it, the louder the dark side gets. Yeah, panic. Can't have that. So that's all part for the course, people. So if you feel like really, really shitty, then know that you're doing something right. You're not getting it wrong. No, you're getting it right. And that is the point of it all, I suppose. It is an instant gratification. It is an interactive process. And our souls are much enriched by all of this. I do feel that to be the case. Right, so guess I'll leave it there. Oh. Splutter. I hope you all have a really good weekend. Thank you for all your beautiful comments, and yeah, just look after yourselves, people. And if you feel like shit, well, bear with it as best you can. Don't punish yourselves. And like I said, you know, if it's like yesterday when it was like eat something, and in the end I just did, because it just got too much, and it was really overwhelming. And if you're in that sort of scenario, don't beat yourself up. That's fear. It's like, oh, I'm not going to be all right. Look at me. I'm not going to. Oh, don't worry about that. You will be. It's a temporary thing. It will all be all right. I know it will. We've worked so hard, we've worked so very, very hard, and we've stayed the course, so we are incredible people, and we've earned breakthrough, transcendence, reset, call it what you will. We live in a very mysterious reality. Our true self is fully aware to the mystery of it all. It's very comfortable with that. It has a mind of its own. The true self mind is fluid, very adaptable, very creative, very pure. And that's where we're going, people. And all kinds of things shall be possible. We shall see this. So, yeah. All my love to you. Bye.